Hello, hello, hello. We are back for another GR live stream. It's me today, your host, Ben. I actually wasn't on a stream last week, so it's... Well, I was. I was on the Outriders stream we did. But I didn't actually host a stream last week. So, I'm back this week. And today, today, as you can see, we're doing MotoGP 21. This is a game that is developed by Milestone. It is essentially, a race simulator for moto bike racing, I guess. I can't remember the official term for it, because obviously it is MotoGP. And it's a game that is quite an interesting one for me, because I like to think that I'm quite good at video games, without sounding like that's bragging or anything like that. But I like to think I'm pretty good at video games. And in general, I'm pretty good at racing games as well. I play a lot of Forza Horizon games, Gran Turismo's, the whole works like that. But I've never really delved into the MotoGP series. So this is sort of a first for me. And because of that, actually, I was a little bit... How do we put this? A little bit unsure about how this was going to go today. Because when you play, sort of simulation sort of games like this, it's less about the arcadey sort of drift-in racing mechanics like a Forza or a Need for Speed, like a Gran Turismo or the Formula 1 games. It's very much about perfecting the craft of the game, It's about taking the right driving lines. It's about braking at the right time. It's about shaving off milliseconds of time to be able to best your lap time. So I was a little bit, a little bit concerned about how this stream was going to go today. So I spent a bunch of time last night playing the game, getting ahead of it, exploring the mechanics. And the first 30 minutes or so, forewarning, was tragic. I could not figure this game out at all. But then it started to click. And I started getting things going. So, basically, I'm telling you this because the first 30 minutes of this stream could go really badly, All that stuff that I prepared myself for last night might just be completely lost on me for the first however many minutes of this stream. So, if I start playing this game and it looks terrible, that's a forewarning. But as it'll go on, I'll get better at it. Because it's not an easy game to play. It's really not an easy game to play straight away. The mechanics for MotoGP are a little bit more complex than they initially seem. Whereas like a racing game, obviously if you crank all the settings up to full, it's going to be really hard to just jump in and play. You have to understand all the intricacies. But in general, a racing game, they're quite easy to get into. But MotoGP, there's little intricate pieces to it that play into how you control it. So, let's dive in. Let's explore a bit of this. We're going to be playing the campaign. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be playing the campaign mode of it and going through that. There are a whole bunch of other modes that we can play as well. We might look into them, but we'll probably just play a bunch of the campaign mode and see how far we can go. And hopefully, I want to say I'm setting the bar really low and, just get to the end of a race, but I'm thinking maybe we can win some. It's a stretch, but we'll see how we go. So here we go, MotoGP 21. We're playing this on the PlayStation. Just forewarning. I will say that before we get into it, because obviously I'm playing on the PlayStation 5, as you can see with the DualSense, it feels pretty good. I will say, I always like to comment on the DualSense integration to games when you've got them, with the haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers. And this feels really good, I will say that. But anyway, let's dive into the new career. I've not played the new career yet, actually, as well. The preparing I did myself last night was all in quick mode. I just played like an hour worth of the game, just doing laps around the track. So this is pretty much entirely fresh for me. So here we go. I'm a competitive person, so I'm going to go and say that I'm not going to let myself just like get defeated by this game. But you will see me crash a lot, just FYI. Okay. Right, here we go. Welcome to the MotoGP 21 managerial career. Step in the shoes of a professional rider and begin your journey towards the World Championship title. Get ready to confront the MotoGP heroes and to deal with all the aspects of the life of a real racer. Select your debut class by starting straight from MotoGP or by climbing your way up from MotoGP, from Moto 2 or from Moto 3. So that's sort of like the new career mode that's coming in F1 2021. What was that called? Oh, I can't remember. It's just a Breaking Point. Yeah, it's a really daft name. Anyway, with the help of a personal manager, you will find contracts with the official teams or with new teams that will set up as the seasons go by. Contact a team that you're interested in joining, receive a contract proposal and sign up with them. Take to the track during the MotoGP winter test and help your team address bike development issues. Manage your technical staff and hire a chief engineer and a data analyst who can help you collect data on the bike. Contact the parent company and ask for support to improve your bike by accessing the development tree system. And once you've reached Moto 2, you can start to set up a junior team in the lower classes and manage all of its aspects, from riders to bike development, and carry it to victory. Okay. Hey, Sammy. Okay. Take on the role of a debut rider in the Moto 3 Championship. Start from the bottom up, build a reputation, and climb your way to thingy. Moto 2 is the intermediate class of the World Championship. It's the last chance to see who has what it takes to join the MotoGP Championship. MotoGP. In this championship, all bikes are powered by a Triumph 3-cylinder 765cm cubed engine, and the biggest differences between teams to concern the type of the frame they use for the bikes. And then the big one: start your MotoGP career by racing for satellite teams, official teams, or even for teams just set up. Your final goal is to get a competitive bike and compete with riders such as Marquez. I want to say Joan, but I'm not sure. Joan Mir and Valentino Rossi to become the new MotoGP World Champion. We're going to go from Moto 3 because I think that sort of hits more. It sort of fits more my experience and my abilities in this game. So that's where we're going to start. Moto 3. Full calendar. Official 2021 calendar. So we can go with... Okay, so I can either do the calendar that's for this year, like the official MotoGP calendar, or I can do just the full calendar. That's got one extra race. I'm going to be a little bit biased here, and I'm going to pick the 2021 calendar because the Silverstone track comes a little bit early, and being British, the Silverstone track is sort of like... It's an important part of our heritage, should we say, you know? Personal manager. The first step in your career is to join a team, so the time has come to hire a personal manager. Your personal manager's job is to collect the offers from the teams interested in signing you and to look for new contracts based on your specifications. Your personal manager will also negotiate your signing and the bonuses tied to your performance with the teams interested in you. The staff skills are summarised with a letter that represents their rank. Staff cost. Okay, yeah. Signing on bonus, monthly salary, annual salary. Staff resumes. Experience, specialisation. Okay, sure. Personal manager skills. Salary negotiations, contract. Search. Okay, whatever. Who have we got? Gianluca Barbera. Not a lot of experience, a potential gamble. Specialising in getting good salary offers. Specialise in the economic negotiations for bonuses and salary rates. Seeking out offers to sign on from teams. Specialise in economic negotiations for bonuses and salary rates. Specialise in getting good salary offers. Who's the cheapest? Well, they're all the same. They're all the same, so I guess we'll go with... I think I don't know why, but Matt O'Ryan is really speaking to me right now. The whole specialised in economic negotiations for bonuses and salary rates, that seems like something that could be really handy. So we'll do that. Yeah, we'll sign Matt O'Ryan. That's my manager set. I'm now broke. Okay, search contracts with factory teams. Ask your personal manager to contact factory teams or satellite teams to find you a new contract. Try to enter increasingly prestigious teams to aim for victory. Alternatively, establishment of new teams. The MotoGP paddock is always astir. Occasionally there may be new sponsors interested in establishing new teams. These teams might seem less prestigious, but they'll give an opportunity to take part in exclusive activities like creating a new livery for your bike. Ooh. I think we should probably go with this one, with the factory teams, because they should, in theory, they'll have the better quality bikes because they're already like established in the scene, right? Okay, here we go. Annual salary, yeah. Sign-on bonus, GP goal bonus, championship goal bonus. Yep. Okay. Team expectations, what they expect of me. That's probably not going to be happening anytime soon. Okay, we got Red Bull, KTM Tech 3, Real Avincia Moto 3, and BOE Owl Ride. I mean, Surely we got to sign with Red Bull, right? It's Red Bull. It is one of the worst contracts, actually. There's not... It pays the least. It's got the lowest signing on bonus. It's got the lowest goal bonus. It's got the lowest championship bonus. And the expectations are the exact same. I mean, granted, the termination clause is a little bit lower, but, like, that's not really anything that's handy. I think, in that being said, as much as I want to sign for Red Bull, we're going to go with Real Levincia. There's my guy. I got a little bit of money, at least. 50,000 credits. There's nothing below my face there, is it? No, okay. Well, I might have to budge my face up a little bit in a minute. We'll see. Okay, here we go. Rider. I'm not really all that interested in customizing myself, to be honest. Is there a way to just continue? Oh, wait. Yeah, definitely white. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, actually, the white does not fit what my... That looks a bit better. Okay, how do we continue? Let me just budge to this one real quick. Aha, here we go. The most common racing style among many World Championship riders. Balanced position on the seat, aiming for maximum fusion between rider and bike. A modern racing style that allows the rider to maintain a balanced posture on the seat when the bike is cornering, the body is aligned with the vehicle. This is increasingly popular with young riders. To perfectly lean angle, extend their elbow until it touches the ground. Okay, I'm going to go with balanced. I don't really know. How do I... What is it asking me to do here? Is it number 13, actually, while we're here? There isn't. Oh, I don't think I want to do that. Oh! That solves that problem. Smart. Moto 3, here we go. Starting from the bottom, you know? There's the Avincia team. So we like to see. I can't remember what my guy was called. Matt something, I think it was. I think it was Matt Stone, which is the one of the creators of South Park, right? Or was it Trey Stone? Matt Parker. I can't remember. Anyway, calendar. Using the calendar, you can advance the weeks and the next GPs. I think we just want to get into a race, really, at this point. Standings, that's straightforward. Personal manager, that's straightforward. We solved that. Technical staff management, not really interested in solving that right now. KTM headquarters, whatever. Miles. His name is Milestone, like the developer. That is so dumb. Anyway. Okay, there are no events scheduled this week. Okay, let's just get to the... Here we go. Yeah, okay. Go to the Barwell Grand Prix of Qatar. Losail International Circuit. We got free practice, time session. Let's get an experiment with setup change and try out different tyre compounds so you can set your race strategy. Have 3 free practice sessions of 40 minutes each. The combined ranking of these 3 sessions determine the top 14 riders. Can I not just race? Only race. Let's go. If we were doing like a proper, you know, a series of MotoGP streams or whatever, then or maybe I was just playing on my own, then I probably would do the free sessions. But you know, we've only got 2 hours. We've got until 5 p.m. BST, 6 p.m. SAS, so we're just going to dive into races. It's probably going to go badly. I'm probably not going to win, but, you know, here we go. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
And any moment now, the Moto3 bikes will be revving their engines. The weather forecast for the race is good, and the riders have let us know that the track conditions aren't causing them any worries.
That's good. Okay.
We are then live from the Moto3 class starting grid, where riders and engineers talking over those last
Probably put my face on the other side, right? I'll tell you what, when we get into a race, we'll see where the the hood lies again. Okay, that looks so good to me.
Qatar Motorcycle Grand Prix will start shortly here in
Like I said, I'm just really excited for this because it's like a new challenge, you know, playing a type of game that you haven't really ever done before, you know. One thing I've learned about these bikes is they like the wheelie. Okay, now I don't have I don't know the track at all, so this is gonna be interesting to see when I should brake and whatnot. We'll see. Oh no, that still got a racing line. What? Where was my racing line a minute ago? That was not my fault. That was not my fault. There was literally a racing line 10 seconds, like literally right before the corner, but never beforehand. I'm a little bit annoyed by that, honestly, because I didn't have any idea when I should brake for that corner without like being on this track beforehand. I got no hope of winning this race now. Not that I thought I was going to, but, you know. Oh, it's so difficult to control the bikes. This is what I mean by it's like a new challenge for me. It's so hard to control these bikes. I might turn up the volume as well in a second. I'm so used to playing, you know, like other racing games, like, you know, like I was talking about earlier, like Forza and the likes, where you can just sort of, you know, the cars, you're so reliant on these cars being able to turn super well and whatnot, and you know the capabilities of them, that I can sort of, without all that much experience of the game, I can jump in and still do relatively well. But with these bikes, the control scheme is so different that it's really challenging to pick it up. Like, you look at these corners and you think to yourself, like, oh, it's easily going to be able to get around them. But it's not the case, you know. Like, you have to be super careful about when you put the accelerator on and whatnot. But that's what I mean by, you know, the first 30 minutes or so of this stream is probably going to be me failing. Maybe even the first hour. I don't know, but eventually it's going to click with me how to play this game. And I'm going to figure out the exact, the exact sort of limitations of the bike. And racing games as well, particularly ones like this and Formula 1 and whatnot, they always make you feel like you're not going fast enough. You know, like, I go around these corners and I really don't feel like I'm going very fast, but like I'm doing over 100 kilometers an hour around these corners. Like, it's an absurd speed. You'd never be able to travel at this speed pretty much anywhere else, and like, it feels slow. It's absurd. Okay, hit the brakes nice and early on this one because this is a real tight corner, especially when you're coming around it at like 200 miles an hour. We're getting the hang of the bike again. It's I can't stress enough how challenging it is to just adapt to this game, and that's not a knock to it at all, because it's more a compliment to its accuracy, should we say? Because these bikes are notoriously difficult to drive, or should I say ride. You know, they're incredibly heavy, they're incredibly big, and they're packed with a lot of power. So, you know, they're not designed to be easy to ride. Oh, this is a bad corner. If I can make it to the end of the race without being lapped, I will be very happy with myself. That's, for this first race, that's the goal. I'm sure that my sponsors won't be very happy with me, but from a personal standpoint, pretty happy about that. like that corner there, I'm coming in at a speed where I think to myself, like, oh, this is fine. You know, this is a fine speed to be able to go around this corner at. And then your bike just keeps going without you. I might turn up the volume a minute of it. I want to hear a bit more engine, you know. That first corner really did screw my race up. And that wasn't my fault. The racing line didn't show up until right the last second. So here's an interesting part of this as well. Is looking at my fuel right now. I have enough fuel to get around the track this lap and one more time. Which means I'm going to need to stop for fuel at some point. I'm going to need to hit the pits and get some fuel. I don't know when I'm going to build that into my strategy. Obviously, being this far behind the rest of the pack isn't... Oh! We didn't fall off. That's good. You know, obviously, being this far behind the rest of the track isn't ideal. Okay, that's not good. As long as I don't fall off, it's okay. I think I'm going into the corners a bit too harsh. I need to sort of stay out. I need to sort of come into the corners a bit later. You know, instead of coming in... Yeah, there we go. We'll try it this time around. Okay, we're okay. We're okay. We're okay. I might come in for a pit at the end of this lap. Get some more fuel. And then go from there. Because we're going to need to pit at some point. And I might as well take my last 2 laps and, you know, try and do them together in one quick run. You know, as I'm getting better and better at controlling the bike. I mean, we're not going to win this one anyway. We're actually not... The interesting thing is, we're actually keeping pace with the pack. Like, obviously, they're super far ahead of me because of the fact that I crashed at the start. But they're not getting away from us. Now, keeping that sort of, like, 28-second window between us and... I think that's first place, believe it or not. Right, let's go get some fuel. Okay, it's autopiloting. I'm assuming I need to get fuel, because it says in my HUD down there that I've got 0.9. While this is doing that, I'm going to budge my face there so you can see the minimap. And I can see the minimap, actually. That'd be really handy. Is it... Am I not getting fuel? Oh, am I not... Am I not supposed to get fuel? Okay. Okay. So, despite the fact that it says in my HUD down there, 0.8 of a lap, or it just says it shows the green bar and it shows minus 0.8 of a lap, I didn't get any fuel on that. So, I'm going to go and assume that I'll be alright. So here's when the benefits of actually doing the play sessions, or the free sessions beforehand comes into it, because you sort of know what you're expecting on these tracks. But... You know, still, not so bad. Oh, that was a really bad corner. I will say as well, though, I think a lot of the issues I have with this game in particular and its controlling... Oh, that was a really bad corner as well. Is down to the fact that I have never rode a bike myself, like a motorbike. Obviously, I can... ride a bicycle, but not like a motorbike. I've never ridden one before, so I don't really know what to expect in that regard. You know, cars are a different story. But I don't have a motorbike license, so maybe that's a reason as to why I find this game so notoriously difficult to adapt to. Oh, can we stay on the track? I'm surprised I didn't crash there. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Got a bit of a wobble going on there. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. I could feel that one going. We're losing grip in the tyres. You know, we're 4.5 laps in. It was such a good lap as well. I was doing really well, and then that happens, and everything gets turned up on its head. Was not my finest moment, that. Okay. Yeah, it does look great, doesn't it, Sammy? Looks absolutely fantastic. And, you know, despite the fact that I absolutely suck at this game, I enjoy it. You know, I really enjoy it. I like racing games, and I like the competitiveness that they give to you. You know, I'm not a racer. I don't ride bikes. I'm not a racer in that regard. I like F1. I'm a big fan of the Formula 1, and I'm out of fuel. I'm out of fuel. I knew I needed to fill. I knew I needed to fuel up, and I went into the pits, and it didn't fill me up. I don't really know what to do here now. Is there a way for me to go back to the pits? Maybe I have to retire here. Let's just see what happens when I stop and I'm out of fuel.
So whilst we wait for the cameras to take
I knew it. I knew it. I knew that I had to fuel up. And I thought to myself, it's not going to make me do the pit myself. It's going to be my own decision. So I came up with that strategy. And I didn't pay him. Is that really what? Is that really the case? I didn't pay him. To be fair, right? To be fair, when you look at these lap times here, considering how badly some of my laps were there, the fact that I'm only 4 seconds behind the rest of them, not half bad. Not half bad. I'm quite proud of myself for that first race. You know, in the racing standings, we're not doing so hot right now. But at the same time, because there's a lot of people that are also on negative 25, we're not in directly last place, you know, we're sort of tied last. So silver linings in that. Hey, besides, look at my team, we're in 9th place. We're doing great. We're doing great. I'm getting carried by the AI. Okay, yeah, it cost me money. It wasn't the best. And it cost me a reputation. Yeah, we go again. We go again. Okay, you are... Let's have a look at this a minute. So you are my chief engineer. You're my telemetrist. I don't really... have I got, like... Do I need to turn some on? I definitely did something wrong when I went to the pit then. I must have done something wrong. Anyway, we go on. Back to, is that where we're going now? The same place again? And again, you know, let's go to race weekend. Let's just get this going. Let's just get this going. The Tissot Grand Prix of Doha. Remember that during the qualifying sessions, Q1 and QT, the best times are... Oh. Just a hint.
Greetings to all our viewers from the peninsula of Qatar. The floodlights that light up the Losail circuit are on, and any moment now, the Moto 3 bikes will be revving their engines. Once again, as is customary at this track, we're looking forward to great weather for the Grand Prix, with temperatures that shouldn't cause any tyre problems.
I don't know how to get fuel still. I need to just quickly fiddle with my audio settings anyway.
We're here at the starting grid, waiting for the riders to get the signal to start the
Okay, let me just fiddle with a few different settings. I want to hear more engine. Maybe if I crank that up a little bit. Right, what we got here? Consumption check. Fuel. Tank and fuel. The fuel load in the tank determines the maximum number of laps that can be completed, but it also alters its behaviour on the track. A lighter bike is faster and consumes the tyres less, while a heavier bike has a greater stability and range. Before the start, the mechanics filled the tank enough to reach the end of the race. No, they didn't! Are you kidding me? No, they did not! Before the start of the race, the mechanics filled the tank enough to reach the end of... Oh, that was a lie. Less fuel can be loaded, but it is a risk to take only having a studied... Well, I want to fill the entire tank. Okay, what other settings we got here? We just need to check. Okay, development test, track engineer. No. Okay, well, that directly told me that they'd filled the tank enough to the end of the race. Of which I thought was the case anyway. So when I don't make it to the end of this race, and I can't fill up either, that isn't my fault. Right? Fill the entire thing. I'm spamming it just to make sure it knows. Oh, okay, okay. Unless maybe it was me hitting the gas too much, you know? Maybe I gotta hold the revs a little bit.
The Qatar Motorcycle Grand Prix will start shortly here in Doha.
Yeah, they are kidding.
Ready to compete on this amazing...
Somebody's in the wrong here. It's either me or them, but it's probably me, but, you know. That was a rough start. They got way better than I did. Same track, so we should have a pretty good understanding of it. Not a bad corner. Not the best, but not a bad. The aim of this race, is just to get to the end. You know, that's the game plan here. Might have a leakage. You might be right. I mean, oh, that was a really bad corner. Just stay on the bike. Okay, we're good. I'm doing the thing where I'm focusing too much on the pack, that I'm not focusing on my own racing line here. That's my fault for that corner. Oh, a little bit of a wobble. We're good. Oh, no. Oh, this is going to be a bad corner. I can feel it. Managed it. I'm putting in maximum effort right now. Oh. Okay, here's the thing. I'm looking at my fuel again on that hood, and it is showing that nearly a quarter of it's gone already. But I don't understand how I'm supposed to keep my pedal on the gas here, right? To keep up with the pack, and yet also maintain relative fuel levels. I don't understand how they expect me to do that right now. I need a bigger petrol tank on my bike. Yes, it'll make it heavier, but... But I've used up over a third of over a quarter of my fuel already. Hit the brakes! Oh, we got a bit of a slide going. Okay, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. I'm keeping pace with the pack, which is nice, but I really don't know what I'm going to do when I need to get fuel. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, it's about as bad as it could have gone. Alright, we're fine. We're fine. We managed. Not a great corner. Ooh, a little bit of a drift. Never a good idea to drift on a two-wheeler. Stay on the bike. Oh, it's going to be such a good lap as well. And then I went off early. Oh. Unless, maybe I have the entire concept of this game wrong. Maybe it's not about where you actually finish in the race, and it's more about your time. You get a maximum of 5 laps to do the best time. That doesn't seem to make any sense to me when it says literally 3 out of 5 laps at the top there, but there's definitely something that's going on, or something that I'm missing here, because I do not have enough fuel to make it to the end of this race again. Catching on somebody again. This is the corner that I always mess up. Controls get even horrible when it rains. Oh, I can imagine. That's going to be super fun when it starts raining. The first half of this track, I think I've got locked down pretty well. It's the second half that I really struggle with. I always seem to make up a good distance to the pack in the first half, and then the second half, they just get away from me again. Ooh! It's fine. A little bit off. That was a bad corner. I'm back now. See you in a bit, Sammy. Have a good one. Come on. If I can just take the gap between me and the rest of the pack down to, well, I think that's actually first place, believe it or not. Oh, not good. Oh, it's going so well. It was going so well. Oh, no. Oof. Hey there, JKR. Oh! Oh, I looked away for half a second. That was awful. Okay. nailed it. Well, my plan for making it into at least 10 seconds behind the pack is not happening in this one. Yeah, the game does look fantastic, doesn't it? I guess my tyres are just that worn down that they have no grip. I was following the racing line and everything perfectly then. I can feel it being a little bit slidier, I will say. But it's strangely, with the tyres have less grip like they do now, it's strangely easier to corner, even if it is a little bit more challenging to actually control the bike. It's a weird thing to say, it sort of contradicts itself, but the bike does feel much more responsive on corners, despite the fact that it also is a little bit more wiggly. Okay, I'm going to take the decision here to jump into the pits again and hope that it fuels me up. What is it doing? Why is it wiggling like that? I need fuel. I do not make it to the end of this race without fuel. So hopefully the pit guys here will fill me up. We're going to try racing in first person as well, just see what that does. They didn't fill me up. Again. It says final lap as well, as if, like, I need to make it to the end of this lap, but I don't have the fuel for it. Oh, this is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm not... I don't inherently dislike the first-person view. But it is weird. I'm not sure whether I prefer it, actually. I'm out of fuel. Okay, now I can fiddle... Alright, let me... I need to just retire. I'm doing something desperately wrong here to always be out of fuel.
While the rider...
Yeah, it's going to cost me reputation and money. I got it. Oh, here we go. Can I do more? Can I choose to sign with a different team? Oh, let's try and sign with Petronas. Wait, did it not work? Oh, I have 10 weeks to prove to them that I'm good. I can also sign a new manager here. I have the money for it. Yeah, you. Signing on with other teams. I'm about to be dismissed from my contract, which is a little bit worrying. Okay. I don't really know what that's doing, but I'm going to just make sure that's happening. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. This is where we turn it around. Okay, we're going to Portimao in Portugal, the Algarve International Circuit, the Gran Premio de Portugal. Let's go. We're going to straight to the race weekend. Free practice essential for finding the setup and tyre compound that best suits the track. So maybe I need to fiddle with my bike a little bit beforehand. And yeah, you know, going to all these practice sessions are ideal, but with a lot of them, with a lot of them being quite lengthy, 30 plus minutes, like we don't really have the time in the stream to do them. So instead, we're just doing straight races. It doesn't benefit me as well. I will say that.
Conditions are good, and the forecasts say that the risk of rain is pretty low.
Okay.
Here we are then live from the Moto 3 class starting grid, where riders and engineers talking over those last few details before the race.
Right, what we got here? Fuel. I want that to be full. ECU. TCU can be just in race, and you can set to prolong the lifespan of your tyres. There's got to be something here that slows the amount of fuel usage, right? On the other hand, the suspension becomes more linear with load transfers increased by decreasing the quantity of oil. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I want to increase it, really. Give me the recommended setup. Consumption check. I need the fuel. Yeah. Saying we're going to take on a small amount of fuel and trying to make the best lap time of the lap. But in any case, the fuel can be changed based on the number of consecutive laps you want to complete. Before the start, to reach the end of the race, less fuel can be loaded, but it's a risk to take. I have a plan. I don't think it's going to work, but my goal of this race is to drive a little less aggressively and just try and make it to the end. With the way that I'm driving right now, trying to achieve the best possible time to keep up with the pack, I only complete 4 of the 5 laps, so I'm doing something desperately wrong. I don't know what these other settings do, but we're going to fiddle with them and see what happens. See if it alters my fuel usage a little bit. I had a great start, and this is a new track, which means I'm probably going to crash. Oh, come on. That wasn't my fault. That's burning through fuel really quickly. Maybe I got the wrong tyres on for this. Oh my, wow, that's a tight corner. I didn't really do anything wrong again then. Maybe it's my tyres. I put the wrong tyres on or something. I mean, either way, this race is pretty much gone. Oh, I wasn't looking. I wasn't looking. I wasn't looking. This one's on me. That one was on me. I was looking at the stats in the bottom. I didn't even realise there was a corner there. I was just so hell-bent in looking at the what would be the best stat for my fuel. This race is actually more of a testing race, should we say, than anything else. I'm trying to figure out what I can do to prolong fuel usage. Oh, that's really bad. I figured if I... There's all these statistics that I haven't really delved into beforehand that I'm trying to figure out while racing here. That's all tyre temperature and whatnot, which is probably handy for someone that's really looking to get into the complexity of this game. Oh, come on! Whatever tyres they put on me this time are completely different to what I've been racing on beforehand. The interesting thing is, because this track is longer, I'm still having the exact same issue with fuel, except I'm going through it even quicker now. I'm actively not trying to, like, lean on the accelerator either. Like, I only have the accelerator pressed down, like, the slightest bit to try and preserve fuel a bit. But at the same time, I've gone through an entire lap's worth of fuel again, early. There must be an option somewhere to be able to put more fuel in the bike. Or maybe I need to research, like, a bigger fuel tank, because right now, I don't know what else I can possibly do. This is going to be a crash. No, we're okay. We made it. We made it. We're all about fuel preservation here. That's what I'm all about. Nothing else. I'm not worried about the lap times. I'm not worried about where I finish in this race. I'm all about just getting to the end of it. Just so that I know I can do it if I race properly. I mean, obviously going a little bit faster than this is obviously the plan, because this is just pathetic, but... The one thing I can't seem to comprehend, though, is how the AI are hammering it around this track. Oh, oops. And still preserving their fuel. I can't tell whether it's because the track's slightly damp or something that's caused me to do this, but something's going on. The good news is, because I'm actually preserving fuel really well, it must be to do with these new settings I'm running on the bike. I should be able to make it to the end of this race. And because 2 people are crashed and actually out, I'm not going to finish dead last. Which is a highlight, you know? Can't really ask for much better than that. Here we come up to the corner. Brake now. Oh! Too aggressive. Too aggressive. Good thing my bike doesn't have actual damage, it's only cosmetic. It's gonna be a bad corner now. Got the wrong angle on it. I knew what I did wrong on that one. I hit the gas too much coming out of the corner. This track is, I'm not used to it and I'm making a lot of mistakes. But anyway, this was the plan. This was the plan for this race. It was going to be a bad one, but at the same time, it was all for a good cause, you know? I didn't look at the racing line. Come on, Ben. Come on. Come on. I can do this. As long as you don't get lapped, it's been a good race. Whew. Made it. Oh, slight lip. Slight hill, lost a lot of the traction. Whew, this has not been a good race at all. They're starting to gain on me as well. I'm about to get lapped. Oh, this has been tragic. So, what we've learned from this race in particular is that by fiddling with all my bike settings, I can preserve fuel. And two, this tyre compound is not a very easy one to race on. Not a lot of traction. I can probably, thinking about it, turn up a couple of these now. I've got 2 laps to do. Starting to brake really early because I know for a fact that I'm going to go head first over my bike otherwise. And this corner's brutal. Or is it the next one? It's the next one. Wow. I slowed down so much for that corner, I still went over it. Oh, come on. I feel like at times it forces you off the bike if you're going slightly too, if you're losing control of it slightly too much. Like, I feel like I could have controlled that. Oh no, oh no. They're gaining on me. I can hear them behind me. It's turning into a horror story all of a sudden. Being hunted. Oh, like that there. I don't feel like I was going to crash there, to be honest. I feel like it hit the grass and... Okay, do the wheelie. Don't want that. Oh, that little lip might have just got me again. That little rise at the top of that hill. I will say the one benefit of being lapped is that the unsuspecting viewer is going to think that I'm keeping pace with the pack. You know? There's that. Silver linings and all that. Let pass. I mean, I'm going to get a penalty if I don't. I think. That's how it works in F1 anyway. To be honest, I'm so far behind anyway, a penalty doesn't really matter to me. But whatever. If they want to go around me, they can. Okay, we got one more lap. We got a bunch of fuel. Let's turn everything up to full. And just hammer it. I'm not going to let anyone pass. I'm going for my best lap yet. Ah! We're racing now. We're racing. This is a corner. Really tough one as well. Really brutal corner. Well, if I'm on my final lap and these guys are lapping... Why are they even racing? Like, they've already finished. This is going to be my best lap yet as well. Oh, it's this one with the lip. Oh, no. Oh, that went quite well, actually. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Start wheeling. Here we go. No! Why would you do that? Get out of the way! That was my best lap by a considerable margin. I think I figured it out. I gotta just fiddle with the settings.
Their lap of honor. Let's take a look at the final classification of the Moto3 race.
What was my guy called? Like, he finished 28th or something, right? Okay, 2:06. Not a great lap time. Way behind everyone else. But we finished the race. So there's that. And we've gone up to 8th as well. This is going great. Well, the good news is my reputation went up and then down, so I'm not getting booted out of my team anytime soon, so that's good. We figured this out. If I don't crash in this next race, I might even be able to finish in the pack.
Hello and welcome to the Here we are then live from the Moto3 class starting grid, where riders and engineers over those last
let's go through this again real quick.
the race.
Let's put on the, let's see, let's use the recommended setup as per usual. Yeah. Okay. We're using medium tires, right? On circuits having temperatures under 33 degrees C, it's preferable to install the softest compound available. Between 33 degrees C and 44. Yeah, okay. Whoa, what were the different options we have there? I think they're all the same, right? Probably for the longer races. Okay. Okay, this is going to be a good one.
Just a few moments to go on.
Right, let's turn everything down to 2. I had a bad start then. Power, EBS, what would EBS stand for? Electronic braking system or something like that, maybe? I don't know. Okay. Okay, that was bad. In fact, I'm tempted to rewind this one a minute. See if I can. I don't like using the rewind feature, but it's sort of like a make or break moment for the entire race, this, so. Oh, okay. We're going to crank that up to 4, because I think this is the braking. Ah, God. I wish I knew what There's got to be a way to explain these to me. Is this traction control? TCS, traction control system. I don't know. I'm making up words here just to fit the anagram. Or the letters. I know the far right one is obviously power, which makes sense, which is probably the one that I'm consuming all my fuel on. Okay, I think the TCS was traction control because the bike feels way better to control right now. Okay, yeah, this feels manageable now. Whereas at the start, it felt like it doesn't matter what I was doing, I was just falling off the bike. So the fuel says that I have enough to do plus 1.8 laps. Now, considering that they only give me enough fuel to do 4 laps, and I have 6 laps to do, I'm going to need to be a little bit careful here. Now, it says plus 2 then, so I think I might be alright if I stay on this setting. Maybe if we get onto the final lap and we see that the fuel, I have enough left over, then I can crank it up a bunch. And really go for it. I think for this race, to be honest, the biggest issue I might face is my tyre quality. But we'll see. You know, you live and you learn, right? You figure these things out as you go. Oh, a little bit of a wobble. And once again, putting in maximum effort right now. I really do hope by the end of the stream that I can put up a decent race. That's just what I really hope I can do. I'm not all about, at this point, I'm not so much about winning a race, it's more just putting up a decent race. You know, my laps aren't too bad, honestly. I think I'm gaining on the pack, which is nice considering my fuel is fine. If I don't crash, I think I'll be able to catch up with them by, like, lap 4. It sounds really stupid that, you know, oh, by lap 4 I'll be back with the pack, but, like... We'll see. I had a couple of bad corners there, which probably put a big dent on that, so maybe not, but... Yeah, hope for the best. And that's a no. That couldn't have gone any worse. That was actually a faster lap than my first one, which is nice, even though it wasn't great. Ooh. Again, had a wiggle on that corner. So I think for this race, you know, because we're still on this sort of live and learn sort of scheme, the plan for this race is to not get lapped and make it to the end. We're making leaps and, you know, was it leaps and bounds of progress right now, though. I tapped the accelerator just that little bit too much coming out of that corner, and the bike got away from me. There are only 26... It's only 26 seconds between me and first right now. Yeah, it sounds like a lot, but when a lap is 2 minutes in length, like 26 seconds really isn't that bad, to be fair, considering... Well, quite frankly, I suck at this game. That's not a bad corner. Not the best, but not a bad one. If I didn't crash, that would have been the best lap yet, I think. This is gonna be the one though. This is gonna be the one where I shave like 5 seconds. So we've got loads of fuel left. What we're going to do is once we get to the end of this lap and we only have 2 more laps remaining, we're going to rejig the bike settings. And if we're somehow managing to have 2 full bars worth of fuel left at the end of this lap, what we might do is just crank all the settings up to full and just bomb it for the last 2 laps. And oh, that was the same place where I crashed last time. It looks like you're going to get around the corner super well, and then you just slip at the last second. Oh, that wasn't great. Oh! Okay, we're fine. Okay, going around this corner. Taking it. It's that one corner. If I can just nail that one corner, we're going to be fine. Okay, we got 2 full bars. We're going to max. Oh, I need to continue messing with settings after this lap or corner. Right, we're maxed out. Let's burn through some fuel. Our bike is going to be lighter because we've got less fuel, and we've also got all these settings to mess around with. Oh, not great, not great. Okay, we're fine. Oh! Okay, we're fine. I can't remember which corner it is that always gets me. If I can get around that corner, though, without crashing, this is going to be the best lap yet. I think. It's this one, isn't it? It's this one here, because it looks like you get around it fine, and then you hit the... What's the one after? Is it this one here? I don't know. It's around here somewhere. Always gets me. Okay, so they're already on their final lap. But that's fine, you know. We're not worried about their race. Sure, they're half a lap ahead of me. But we're doing okay, you know, we're doing okay right now. Did I just set a 150 something lap time then? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Oh, I got to track limits. Whoops. I can't do it again though, otherwise they'll take away my lap time, and that's actually kind of important. Oh, just stay on the track. Just stay. Don't crash. There we go. Just don't crash. Just don't crash. As long as you stay on the bike, we're okay. Okay, bit of a straight. Come on, this is going to be the best lap yet. I think this is the corner I always crash on, so let's not crash. Might be the best corner I've done yet. Or is it this one? I don't know. It's one of those two. Always gets me. I think it was that one there. I felt the bike wiggle a little bit. Don't go too far. Is this going to be a record? Best time yet? I don't know. I think that might be my best time yet.
While the riders complete their lap of honour, let's take
What was my guy's name? Milestone, right?
Classification of the Moto3 race.
I finished like 27th or something. 157, 785. Considering the best lap time was only 3 seconds ahead of me, I'm kind of proud of myself for that one. I say we get into the next race and just keep this going. You know, we figured out how to beat this game now. Sure, I fell behind everyone else by like 40 seconds. Yes. And the team dropped down to 9th. But to be fair, I am like a dead weight to them right now. I'm not doing a whole lot to help the team out. Right, we're going to Le Mans.
Hello, all you race fans. We're joining you from the Le Mans circuit for live coverage of the Moto3 race at the Grand Prix of France. Despite the clouds building up overhead, track conditions are good, and the forecasts say that the risk of rain is pretty low.
The risk of rain is pretty low. We've got low track temperatures, which means we're probably going to be rocking medium tyres again, I guess.
To predict the results of a Moto3 race, but the riders we're looking at right now definitely seem to be some of the favourites.
Right. Track engineer, manual setup. Let's use the recommended setup again because I don't really want to dive into all the intricacies of that right now. We got enough fuel. So, here's what I'm thinking. Is if I keep the traction control one cranked up real high, the braking one at the second highest setting, and then have everything else turned down pretty much to the lowest, we should be fine.
The French Grand Prix.
How many laps have we got? Right. 6 laps. Oh, that was a corner I wasn't expecting. And this one. It's alright. It's okay. It's okay as long as I stay on the bike. Right. Yeah, that... Okay. The start of the race is always a bit challenging when you're trying to mess with your settings as well as trying to, you know, stay on the track and figure out a new track. This is good, you know. We're staying with the pack. We're consuming. Our fuel is going fine. These guys braked super early for this one. Wow. Super late, I mean. I feel like the racing line told me to do something different to what they were doing then. Wow, what settings are they running? I just gone halfway through the pack. Oh dear. Oh no. Well, we got track limits. Woo! We're racing now. Oh, that wasn't my fault. He drove into me. Everyone saw it. Oh no! Stay on the bike. Stay on the bike. Okay. Lost a bunch of positions, but it isn't a do-or end-all there. Okay, that's good. We got 2.7 plus 2.7 laps worth of fuel with us, which is good. We're doing okay fuel-wise. The bike is actually doing great right now. Provided I don't crash. Even on these super tight corners like these ones. Oh, come on! Someone's got to have him for that one. That wasn't on me, right? Oh, I was doing so well! Okay, I'm going to get done for track limits here. Oh, is it going to do me again, I wonder? I never really got a chance to get back on the track. We're going to do our best to get back to the pack. They're not too far ahead of us, and for whatever reason, our straight line speed is way better than theirs. Even if they are better corners than me. Like, I feel like this bike corners better than theirs. Although they take the corners better, if you know what I mean. They're better drivers than I am on the corners, despite the fact that my bike, for whatever reason... I'm done with track limits here again. Oh, no. I've been done for track limits 3 times already. It's only the 2nd lap. I might get disqualified in this race. It should be disastrous, considering it's the best race I've had yet. It's those double bends that really get you. Oh, this track is brutal. Oh, no, don't do track limits. Okay. I'm going to call that a tactical crash, because if I can't get any more track limits. So while the crash is tragic for me, I think it's probably better than track limits, you know. Because if I can get... Oh, no. Well, there's that track limits that I didn't want to get. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Because it was on the outside of a bend. I think I got away with it. So when you go on the inside of the bend and you get an advantage because of it, I suppose. Yeah, anyway, back to that crash. Yeah, if I'd got the track limits then and I get 1 more track limits, I get disqualified or I get a penalty, and both of them are probably worse than just crashing, so... If I'd described this race in one way, it would be the story of Icarus. You know, I got up to like 7th place or something, and I think I got a bit too cocky, and yeah, and that's what's caused me to be back here now. Egotistical behaviour, you know. I feel like I could have maintained that position if I just kept a level head, but instead I was more about just pushing the boundaries a little bit, and yeah. But you live and you learn again, you know? You live and you learn. That's my best lap yet. One... Or was it? I thought it was. Guess it isn't. Oh, no. Is that going to give me track limits? I don't feel like I should get track limits for that. No. I was going to say it was just a bad corner. It wasn't anything else. And again though, because of the strategy that I'm playing here with the way that I'm racing, as we get to the end of this lap, I have the ability... Oh, no. Just don't crash. Ugh. Once we get to the end of this lap, I have the ability to set my bike to, like, full power, full of everything, so that I can really hammer it for these last 2 laps. Whereas these, you know, the first 4 laps that I'm running here, to save fuel, to make sure that I can do that in the last 2 laps, I'm basically employing a strategy that means that I can... That's going to be a track limits, I think. Oh, I got away with it. Oh, thank God for that. But yeah, the strategy that I employ is more about handling, you know, make sure that I don't crash, even though I crash a lot, but, you know, we're not perfect. was that one? Out of any of them, how was that a track limits? I am shooketh. Right. We're maxed out. We're racing now. I cannot go out of track limits. I don't really know what I did wrong there. I guess it's down to tyre wear. I can see that the right side of my tyres are getting a bit more wore down than the left and the centre. Because there's a lot of right-hand turns on this track, so I think that's probably it, I guess. I don't know, at the end of the day, at this point, just not getting another track limits is the key, you know? If we get to the end of the race without another track limits, it's been a solid race. Okay, we got a corner coming up. It's a pretty tight one. It's this double corner. Make sure we put enough on the brakes. Don't go too far over the line so they don't give you track limits. I think I'll be fine there. Yeah. This was the one they did me on track limits for last time for some reason. Or was it? No, it was a bit later on, wasn't it? Was it that one there? Did I get track limits for that? Oh, dear. Right, here we go. Perfection. This lap has to be perfection if we want to put up a good lap time. Has to be perfection. So that's what we're going for. Try our best not to crash. Not get a track limits. Just make it to the end of the lap as cleanly as possible, and we'll be happy. Right, around that corner. Nice and tidy. Once again, maximum effort. The interesting thing is, I was like a good 47 seconds or something behind the pack a minute ago, and now I'm down to 30 something. They must be really running low on fuel or something. They must be on a real fuel consumption lab. Whereas me, I'm just hammering it. As long as we don't crash, we could be in for a really good lap time here. They don't usually do me for lap track limits there, which is good. Don't crash, get to the end of the lap. So no way they do me for track limits on that one. Oh yeah, this is a fast lap. That was like a good 5 seconds faster than anything I did beforehand.
The stars of this thrilling race are finishing their
Okay,
cool-down
149
lap, so
is what they
let's take
usually go
advantage of
with.
this moment to take a look at the Moto3 final results.
We went 150! 150, 144. What was the fastest lap time? 149.476, I guess? So what, that was a good, what? 600ths of a second from the best lap time then? Yeah, John McPhee, sorry. He got the best lap time. 149.458. So I was about 700ths of a second behind him in lap time. I'm genuinely quite proud of that. Okay, yeah. How's the team doing? We're falling behind a little bit further here. Right. Okay, let's advance to the next week. We're going to Mugello, the Autodromo Internazionale del Mugello, the Gran Premio d'Italia, Oakley. Okay, next session. Here we go.
Hello to all you motorcycle race fans tuning in. Today's Moto3 race is being held in the hills of Tuscany, where the Italian Grand Prix is about to start. At the moment,
it is raining.
Is completely...
I need wet tyres.
Live from the Moto3 class starting grid, where riders and engineers talking over
it really is raining as well.
Details before the race.
Okay, well, yeah, set recommended thing. Is there any option for, like, wet tyres at all? Doesn't look like it. Now, I've had a pretty good race. Pretty good, last couple of races. But I will admit, this one here worries me a lot because, you know, the wet tyres, not wet tyres, the wet track, I'm going to be slipping and sliding. Okay, you down. Oh no, you up to 5. You up to 5. You down there. Okay. Oh, I can. Oh, there's. All right, I can see the racing line. I can barely see the racing line actually. The track looks incredible when it's wet though. These guys are hammering it. We're keeping pace though. They're getting ahead of me a little bit, but for the most part we're keeping pace, which is fine. So with it being rainy and whatnot, we just want to get to the end of the race without crashing too many times. So far the bike's doing well. It's going to start becoming more of a challenge as the tyre wear goes down a bunch. Oh, I felt it slipping then. I felt it going. Oh, this is a bad corner. Yeah, that wasn't a great corner, but I felt it slipping on that one. So we've got to be careful around that corner. Whoa! Oh, I'm lucky we didn't crash on that. I'll be honest, I thought the bike would handle a little bit worse with the track being as wet as it is. But it's doing wonders right now. Okay, we're fine. There's also only 5 laps of this track, compared to the 6 that the last 2 races have been. So, we might be able to crank all the settings up halfway through the 3rd lap and still make it to the end with like a safe amount of fuel. When I say safe, I mean like enough fuel, you know, to make it to the end. Because it says plus 2.5, and I don't know how much fuel it's going to consume if I crank it up to full. So But I'm thinking once we get halfway through the third, we wang all the stats up to max and we just start racing. I think that's the best course of action. And maybe, a big maybe, we might be able to reach the pack, provided I don't crash. So that's the plan of action right now. Safe, straight, clean racing. Until we can start hammering it. That corner, that's the one that's brutal. Rewinding this one. I want that back. I want that corner back. Because I can get away with it. I don't know why I crashed on it. I don't know why I went so far over it. Oh, that was tough. Wiggle. A lot of wiggle. We handled that well. You can hear them ahead of me. They're not too far away, believe it or not. I know it says 8 seconds to the pack, and yeah, they are 8 seconds ahead of me. But they're only at the end of the straight. Well, actually, not even at the end of it. They're only halfway down the straight. But anyway, this is when we start racing in a second, because I'm going to crank all my settings up. Once we get halfway through this race, this lap, so we should be able to, assuming I don't crash, we should be able to start pulling a little bit of distance back towards these guys. That wasn't great. It is this next corner, I believe, that's the real tough one. This one here, yeah, this is the one that I normally have a few issues with, so slow down nicely now. There we go. That was clean. Super clean corner. Okay, we're nearly halfway through this lap, which means we're almost ready to crank the stats up. Right, we're going for it. If I crash here, that's because that there was entirely because I looked away for half a second to make sure I was turning up the right stat. Oh, that's annoying. Right, time to race. It was going to be a great lap time as well, believe it or not. Tough one. Real tough one. Oh, it's getting to me now. What started off as like a pretty good race, you know, it was doing okay. It's now become a disaster. They're like 20 seconds ahead of me now. Which basically means this race is over. The McPhee guy again on the Patronus bike is at the top. He has the fastest lap. He is in first place as well, but he does have the fastest lap. Okay, we're going to do our best to get the fastest lap off him. That's the game plan now. Come on, just don't crash. I'm not sure whether the racing line is taking into account the wet conditions, believe it or not. It keeps telling me that I can brake, that like I'm doing fine around these corners speed-wise, but I absolutely need to slow down further. A lot of the time. Just so I don't slide too far. Don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, and this is a good lap time. Oh, that wiggle made me nervous. Okay, this is a good lap time. Or is it? Am I even if 2:17 something then? 2:16, that was a terrible lap time. That's like 3 seconds behind what he said. I thought that was a good one. Okay, final lap, do or die. It's looking like it's going to be a die. Oh, I can feel the bike going from underneath me. I am maximum concentration right now, so doing everything I can to stay on the racing line. To do the best possible lap here, so we put up a reasonable time. I'm hoping I can make it to the end of the track. We're really starting to burn out on fuel. The strategy is going to be real tight. How much of the track have we got? Not all that much. It is going to be close, though. Very close. Okay, we're 2 seconds ahead of our former lap time. Right now. That's the best lap yet. I think we're 1 second between the fastest lap and our lap. So not too bad there.
Stars of this race. So let's take a look at the graphic of the official results from this Moto3 event.
He went 2:13.144, and that was the best lap. I went 2:14.4. Oh, I was over a second behind him. Right, we have 15 minutes remaining, which means we have enough time for one more race. One more race to really hammer this home. I realised that we're probably out of the realm Ah, that's finished. So wait, can I equip that to my bike? I think it's already equipped. Okay, so this is the best possible chance I have then of doing something here. Like I said, I think the idea of finishing the race in a decent position is kind of out the window here. So the plan is instead to go for the fastest lap. I think that's reasonable to do.
Hello and welcome to the... We're moving now to the Moto 3 class grid, where engineers and technicians are ironing out the last few details before the race starts.
Right, do that quickly. They're going for a hard tyre compound on this one. Okay, well they believe that that's the right way to go, so I'm going to agree with them. Right, let's get into this.
And the Catalan Grand Prix will get going. Right.
Right, 5 laps, same strategy as last time. I'm not a huge fan of racing in the pack because they hit you and make you crash, or alternatively, you hit them and you crash. Either way, it's not good for anyone. So, oh, I'm gonna get done for track limits on that already. I think by falling behind them so far, I managed to get away with the track limits thing then. I think these people as well, these other racers, I think they're slightly faster than me on the corners because they have a higher power thing, a higher power setting, but they have lower of the other settings. But for me, it's all about stability. So I'm less concerned about going faster around the corners and more concerned about ensuring that I don't fall off my bike around the corners. Okay, that's not good. That's not good. I was trying to get around him, didn't have the mobility. Oh. Okay, this is fine. Stop braking here. Brake a little bit more. Don't hit me and make me fall off. Oh! I'm so hesitant with trying to go up the pack because of the fact that if they make me crash, my race is over. Like, if I make them crash, like that there. Like, he crashed into me. He went into me. There's nothing I can do about that. I know that he's going to crash into me now, though, so I'm going to have to let him go ahead of me. I don't think the AI adjusts to where you are because of it. Like, I was ahead of that guy as well, right? And he still crashed into me. Like, surely he should be at fault for that. Oof. I don't know, I'm having to brake at awkward situations because of the fact that I really don't want to crash. The bike feels great, though. The bike feels absolutely great. The medium hard compound is absolutely great. We're doing okay for fuel. We've used up a quarter of fuel. We are... In fact, are we okay for fuel? It says we've used up a quarter of it already, and we're sort of halfway through lap 2. Maybe we're not. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that. Oh, I don't know what I did wrong then. I thought that was pretty clean. Oh, no. I do have better pace than them, so I should be able to catch up with the pack, provided I don't crash again. Ah. I was really giving it maximum effort again as well. It must be doing my tyres, actually. My front tyre is getting worn down way quicker than my rear tyre is. Perhaps I should have gone with dual hards instead of the combination of medium and hard. Maybe that was the right choice here. We'll have to see. I mean, we're on lap 3. By the time that we get to the final lap, it's going to be the real gauntlet, should we say, as to how my tyre is faring. The rear tyre is going to be fine. It's this front tyre. It's going to be... There's going to be lesions all over it. It's going to be in a bad state. And with there only being 5 laps as well, there is literally no reason to pit, so we'll... We could be in a really bad spot by the time that it reaches the 4th lap. The 5th lap, I mean. We'll see, we'll see. I'm hoping that it'll be fine. It'll just be manageable. Ooh. Oh, that was a great corner. Might be the best corner I've ever done. Followed up by one of the worst. We didn't crash though. So that's a silver lining. And that's a terrible corner. Oh! Oh, man! Slightly too far. Slightly too far and I just lose it. And all of a sudden, an alright race has gone just into the dirt. 20 seconds behind. Oh. Oh. Okay, how many... We got 2 laps to go. How much fuel? Alright, we're gonna... Once we get into a straight, we're gonna make sure that they're all cranked up to full. Right, okay, we're gonna race now. Or alternatively, we're gonna crash, you know. Both work. Somehow we didn't fall off. That's going to just do the worst possible thing that could have happened for my tyres, but whatever. We didn't crash. We stayed on the track. Well, we didn't, but... We're in maximum effort mode again. Maximum effort. This is a good lap time. Was that 158 something? That was almost the fastest lap. This is it. This is the one. This is the one then. full warning, I am going to be in maximum effort mode, which means I probably won't be very talkative for this lap. But I'm going to finish with the best lap time, so it's going to be all worth it. Wasn't a great corner. This is the fastest lap we've done yet. This is the fastest lap. This is it. That was the fastest lap, I'm telling you. I think I did like a 1:56 or something. That was the fastest lap by a mile.
Finishing their cool down lap, so let's take
Best lap 1:58 199.
The Moto 3 final results.
1:56.849. I knew it. We may have finished last in pretty much every single race. We might not have made a single point. We might have been the absolute deadweight for this team. But out of the like 12 races we did today, we got one fastest lap. That is a win in my eyes. That is a win, and I am proud of that. I am proud of that. At the start of this race, we could barely even stay on the track. Barely even stay on the track. And look at that, 1:56.849, which was over a second faster than the guy who won the race. That's it. I have peaked on this game. I have peaked on MotoGP 21. Oh. As per usual, you know, we lost a bunch of money. We did. And yeah, you know, yeah. That's about all we're going to have time for. As I was hoping for, yeah, we managed to do it. We managed to do it. We managed to make a fastest lap. I'm so happy with myself right now. Like I said, I was a little bit concerned about doing this stream, mainly because, you know, racing simulation games like, you know, F1, Forza Motorsports, Gran Turismo's, they're games that you have to concentrate. You have to be smart about the way you race and do the things. And it's the same with this MotoGP 21. And I've never really been somebody who's played motorbike motorsport games. So this one for me is like something new. And from not being able to really stay on the track or be able to control a bike to getting the fastest lap by over a second, I'm so proud of myself. I really am. I really, really am. But anyway, yeah, that's been MotoGP 21. Latest title in the MotoGP series developed by Milestone. It's available right now on, I want to say PC, PlayStations, and Xboxes. And when I say PlayStation and Xboxes, I mean PS4 on PS5 and Xbox One and Xbox Series. I think that's everywhere it's available. I think. And yeah, it's available today, right now. You can play it if you want today. And if you're a fan of motorsports, if you're a fan of motorbike games, if you're just looking for something new to try, I'd say absolutely give it a go. I had an absolute blast over this 2 hours and the time I spent playing this game. So yeah. But either way, that's all about what we have time for in this episode of this GR live stream. We'll be back tomorrow with another one. You know, as part of our not weeklies, our new schedule where we try to stream every single weekday, well, bar Sundays. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. I can't remember what we're streaming, but it will be Dory that's hosting. I'll be back on Friday for something else. Again, won't tell you what that is, but I'll be back on then. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. So thank you all for coming along and watching, and see you around. Take care, everyone.